Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. You're going to take your brother's wife and sleep with her, and that's how you're taking care of her? What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud. I'm back with another episode. I got some really interesting topics today, man. We're traveling all the way to Africa, and then we're coming back to America with the topics. Well, actually, the second one is not America. The second one is actually worldwide. And then we're going to get into some New Year's resolutions. Get your snacks, turn the volume up, pop some popcorn, order your Uber Eats, because I'm about to start the show. Let's go. Why African men marry multiple women. And I'm also going to tell you if I think that will work in the Western world. I got this clip off of Shannon Sharpe's podcast of boxer Francis Nguru. So he's not a boxer, he's actually a UFC fighter. And he was talking about Africa and why men marry multiple women. And it blew my mind. I really never thought it was what it was. Here's the clip.
Polygamy in Africa, most marriage in Africa for men was a responsibility. Mm-hmm. It wasn't to have fun, even like to get married, even to have multiple wives. Most of the time, in the many situations, it wasn't like, oh, I like those women so much. Right. It was a situation that you have to first, for example, like when a guy in a community was successful, he needs to get married from wife in a different neighborhood around the community, so to give people many chances.
Okay, whoa, let's stop it there for a second. So right away, we've learned in that 20 seconds that they're not marrying for like passionate sexual attraction reasons. They're getting married almost like for like a transaction, like it's a good, almost like kind of like business benefit, like you shouldn't actually marry within the community. You should actually marry outside the community to give other communities chances. That is crazy.
Unlike here, when you have a daughter there, all your life is a worry. You don't know how she's going to end up. You don't know. You're worried if ever she's going to have a roof or to have somebody to take care. And then there's this guy that's going to take care of her.
All right, this is starting to get like sexist because like why, if you're a parent, are you worrying about your child, sorry, not your child, but your daughter being taken care of? Like, why can't she take care of herself? So this is already now starting to get like we're getting married for responsibility, and then it's the parent saying, oh my gosh, I'm worrying about my daughter. Who's going to take care of her? I need to find a guy who feels responsible enough to take care of my daughter. All right, hold on. Let's listen to the rest.
You don't care if she's the 5th or the 10th wife. Wow. Take it, bro. And that's how some people were getting a lot of wives just to give chance to community.
Okay, this is now when it starts to get really crazy for me. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Listen to this.
And also one thing that was very important, if your brother or your family member passed away and left a wife with children,
you had to take...
One of you guys have to take that wife. Like, whether you like it or not, somebody have to take it.
But you're not going to sleep with the wife, though,
No,
right?
you'll sleep with.
No,
you
no.
will take the wife.
Yeah, I'm just taking it and say, yeah, okay, I'm going to take care of you and make sure.
Yeah, but you can take a wife and just not sleep with.
Yeah, you can. You can kill both.
You're going to take. Why? Because
you're going to take your brother's wife and sleep with her, and that's how you're taking care of her? Yo, this is crazy.
And the reason why they were doing that, the family was doing that, because they didn't want a wife to live with their kids and get out there, get married with somebody that will mistreat those kids.
Right.
Because with the situation being very complicated, I mean, this guy is going to work hard and then maybe get home, barely have food for 2-3 people. And then if he has a kid, it's for the 3. The other guy, kid, it's not my kids, right? So the family didn't want that to happen. So they wanted to keep the wife and the kids into the family. So somebody have to step up and take that as a responsibility.
Wow. I'm glad that in
And
Western.
doesn't-
I'm
and
glad that
doesn't
in
matter-
Western. I'm glad that in America.
Yeah. So polygamy most of the time wasn't by choice.
Right.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
okay.
by responsibility.
So at the end there, he's now trying to make sense of it and trying to make it seem as if it's a caring. I shouldn't say seem, because I'm sure in their culture that is how you are supposed to care. But I'm still just baffled that regardless of culture, like culture is supposed to evolve, and we're in 2023. There's enough information in the world to not continue to think this way. So like, yes, it's nice that, sure, if my brother or sister were to pass away, then you want to take care of their kids. But like if I had a brother, you don't want to take care of his wife and move her into your house and be sexual with her. That's the thing that I don't understand, why he is not acknowledging that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It is 2023. He's not saying, hey, this is how it was, 1,000 years ago. He's saying this is our culture, and he's actually still kind of justifying it today. And I don't understand why they think that a woman in Africa needs to be taken care of in such a way that she can't take care of herself. Again, just want to make clear, sure, support, or let's say if she's not working or whatever her situation is, the family would for sure come in and help out. But why do they feel like they need to grab, the whole family up, move them in, and start sleeping with your brother's wife? That's crazy. Polygamy, now we know that polygamy in Africa is not a sexual it's not a sexual foundation to the polygamy relationship. It's more of a responsibility, and there's sex kind of interjected into it, where it seems as if that's like the last thing that the guy is actually interested in. This whole time, I always thought it was really men being egotistical and just wanting to sleep around with a bunch of women. But it's still kind of egotistical to think that, but maybe their culture is not set up for that women don't have equal opportunities. I'm thinking about this from a Western world, saying, why do you need to take a woman up and take care of all her kids? She can go and get a job, she can get an education. So maybe where he's from in Africa, maybe women are not afforded these opportunities, so he's not thinking in that way. But he's doing this interview in America, and he knows how things are. Like, I think that he should have said, he should have interjected his description, not interjected. So I think that he should have put in that, that may give us some more information as to why the woman where he's from can't go out and get a job. So then we wouldn't have to just be assuming that he thinks that that's okay. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, if somebody out there has some more information on this, I found it really interesting. I do have a part in my book where I do talk about polyamory and open relationships. I've been very open about that on my podcast, and like I said, in my books. I find it very interesting that it's so vastly different in Africa versus the Western world. When I started out doing this podcast, I thought, not the entire podcast, this episode, when I thought about doing this episode, I was really just trying to see, like, hey, would the African version of polyamory work over here? And after watching that, there's not really much of a debate. It absolutely could never go down over here. So if anybody has any more information or any more not advice, but any more have information on how things are in Africa, I would really like to know, because I think this is a super interesting topic. Why men should not spend a lot of money on the first date. I got this again. Oh my gosh, I never realized it's from Shannon Sharp too. It's not from his podcast though. It's from an interview that he did talking about athletes not spending a lot of money on a first date. Anyways, I kind of flipped it and took away the athlete part because I'm not a professional athlete, and I just brought it down to why men shouldn't spend a lot of money. But here's the clip.
How much should they spend? I don't believe as a female, that's just me talking about I'm not a female, but I'm just saying, I don't believe you should go on the first date and order something that you wouldn't order or pay for yourself. So you going out there trying to order a seafood tower that costs $300-400. Would you order that if you went out to eat? No, you probably wouldn't. And like I said, we can build up to that. But if we start out with Kobe and Wagyu, if we start out with a seafood tower, where the hell do we go from there? We have to have Wolfgang Puck come in personally and cook a meal for you. I mean, damn. Can we start at 50 and build our way up to 250? I mean, if we start at 500, I just don't know where we go from there. I'm going to have to get a chef on a private plane to impress you.
I don't understand why every day I see something online about dating and a restaurant and the money being spent. What the hell does that have to do with dating? Like, I don't understand. Like, even as much as I agree with him, there's a part where he said, you shouldn't order something that you wouldn't normally order. And like I said, I do agree with that, but why is that even an option? Like, why does the date always have to involve money? Like, if there's a girl that I like and that she likes me, like the fact that she's even thinking about ordering something that she wouldn't want to order, then we're not out on a date. Like you're trying to get like a nice meal out of me, right? Like, anyways, these things, I'm very happy that these things don't happen to me because I would rarely go out on a date with a girl the first time at a restaurant. Like, I don't understand why these first dates are at these restaurants and why there's a number and a value. Like, what does that have to do with a relationship? What does that have to do with getting to know somebody? Why can't you meet somebody somewhere else at a neutral place or talk on the phone and get to know somebody there? Like, why? Like, suppose I'm loaded, but I'm just really frugal with my money and I don't like to spend $300 at a restaurant. What the hell does that have to do with the type of guy that I am? And vice versa. Maybe I'm broke and I really like just going to restaurants. So if I go to restaurants and order seafood towers and ordering drinks and I live in paycheck to paycheck, like you might think, oh shoot, man, we got the seafood tower, but he's a big loser because he's living in an apartment, doesn't own anything, doesn't have a car and Ubered there. And now you like the guy to buy you the seafood tower. Like, what the hell is going on? Stop looping in these dates with where you're going, what the restaurant is, and how much the cost. Find somewhere else to meet and find something else to talk about. And I'm not even saying that money and success and what a man does shouldn't be something that's on your list. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying if that's something that you want as a woman, saying like, I like a successful man. I like a man like we talked about yesterday. As a successful man and as a leader, for me as a CEO, I like women that do not like to lead. It's not submissive women. It's not women that are broke. It's not whatever. I prefer a partner that likes to be with a man that leads. I won't get further into it. You could go listen to episode 134. I talked about it in detail. But back now to this episode, 135. I don't care what your preference of man is. If you're a woman and you like to be the leader and you would like to be with some man who's not so much of a leader, or whatever your preference is, I don't care. Be with a multimillionaire if you want. My point is that we need to stop this first date and these dates involving around restaurants and how much money you spend at a restaurant. This is so stupid. There's so much more to a relationship and there's so much more to a person than the damn restaurant. You guys could meet up and have coffee. You could have tea. You could go walk downtown. Whenever I go and after talking or texting or even meeting a girl somewhere, I always try to set up something where we could just talk. And I understand why people want to choose restaurants to talk. I get it. But there's so many other little fun, cool activities that you could do to like walk around, go to a, what do they call those things? Oh my gosh. In Montreal, we have that, like the Atwater, market. Like go to a market, go to a fair, go to something that's like, You know what I mean? Where you're just walking around, go to Botanical Garden. We have that here in Montreal. Like these $400 or $500 restaurants are not going to tell you anything about a person. It's not going to tell you nothing. All right, my last topic of the day. We are coming up to New Year's Eve, and everybody always has New Year's resolutions. I am guilty of it too. So the question is, what are your goals for the new year? And I always start out the new year like, yo, this is my year, man. This is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and this is going to happen. And then like a week or 2 weeks later, you're just like, womp, 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 womp. So for this year, I'm actually going to try something different. I'm actually going to try to start off the new year by just saying, yo, I'm happy where I am. I am grateful where I am. And I just want to maintain. Come on, that's good. I just want to maintain the blessings that I have in my life. If something greater comes along, that's great. But my New Year's resolution is to be happy with where I'm at right now in my life. And, that has to do with health. That has to do with my career. That has to do with everything that is involved in my life, my family, my friends. And what I want for this new year is just to be able to maintain that and not lose anything. That's my New Year's resolution. Let me know in the comment section below what your New Year's resolution is, and try to not be wishing for more than you have, and to try to be just grateful for the things that you do have right now. Not material things, not more money, not things that are that will always come and go and be up and down. Try to be grateful for the blessings that you have, the things that don't cost money. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. And then once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.